Just want to start by saying thank you to Bronco Nation for coming out bright and early this morning. It was awesome to see everybody out, the whiteout, have 35,000 people in the stadium bright and early. That was fun. That was a treat. Very excited about, the way a lot of guys performed today. There's plenty of things that, we could clean up as we watch this game film and move forward into conference play starting next week. But really excited the way we finished, most importantly, the way we finished in the fourth quarter. I was excited to see the defense, really in the second half there play really well. And, especially on the third downs, we picked it up on, in those longer down distance situations to be able to get off the field and put in difficult situations. We want to see the team work better together as a whole, in terms of starting in the second half. We go in with momentum and we come out and get a takeaway right away. We should be able to capitalize on that situation. Again, it is the simple things that we emphasize all the time that we will make sure that we do a much better job of taking care of the ball. Questions?
Explosive plays were notable in the first two games, but tonight you limited North Dakota to just 3, I believe. So, what was the difference?
Again, it's the players going all in. The coaches, players doing a really good job of really dialing it in to what it needs to look like. Again, with how we play together as a team and everyone doing their 1/11th, how we communicate in the pre-snap, how we make sure that we are in a great stance. Sometimes it's the most simplest things that we do when we're little kids that we get coached, like getting a great stance. See your keys, know what your keys are telling you. And the guys did that this week. They practiced like that. It looked like that in practice. We're going to have to continue to building. It's not all the way there. That we got plenty of room to grow, but it was exciting to see. We fended off some trick plays, some double moves, some plays that had gone for explosives. The team today tried to run the same plays on them, and we fended them off. I was really excited to see that growth.
How would you assess your offense through 3 games?
Well, most specifically today, being that we just played this game, I was excited like the way we finished as we just spoke. We turned the ball over way too many times today. We were much more explosive guys. Eric had his career high in receiving. TG was 18 of 29, so completion percentage a lot better. We had the turnover, on the bobble catch there to Riley in the second half, but overall, thought TG made quicker decisions, much better decisions, and when it wasn't there, he used his legs. So I was excited about that. I'm not going to keep talking about it. We're going to do a better job taking care of the ball. So.
The second half, the offense had 2 turnovers that kind of gave you a chance to get back into the game. Did you have any message towards the team about how to?
Yeah, we just said exactly what we just talked about. That's what I just said. We were pretty abrupt with the team about what we need to do. Taking care of the ball.
The offense, we saw some wildcat. We saw the double pass. It just seemed like the creativity. Yep. What would you make of just kind of the mixing it up today offensively?
Yeah, we need to continue on with that. It was awesome to see us be able to use multiple packages, be able to use, be able to use a wildcat out in the open field. We got to be able to do those things. We got to be able to use our personnel and put our personnel in certain situations. Be aggressive. I love the way we were aggressive and took a shot on 3rd and 1, down near the high red zone and capitalized on it. When we send those calls in, the execution needs to be on point, and I love the way that those situations got handled today. The double pass was awesome. We talked about all week with Chase that he's going to have the highest QB rating after that play, and didn't go for a touchdown, but completed and was an explosive play for us. It was awesome. We got to just keep building that stuff in.
What do you like about the pressure you guys were able to put on their quarterback?
It's a work in progress, and we missed a fair amount of sacks today too. We can do a better job making sure that when we're in the open field, even in the pocket, we call it the open field because the quarterback has the mobility to move in there. We got to do a better job of tracking and working to get on legs so that we can get them down. But it was awesome to see that, we got the quarterback off the spot and we actually sacked him, created some takeaways as well, which in turn too helps with the coverage as we were talking about before. When you don't have to cover, for a very long time, it helps the situation. There were situations today where There were some trick plays or some double moves, and it was the defense working together. The secondary did a great job playing with eye control, using their techniques that they're taught, and we were able to get pressure, on the quarterback as well. That's what happens when when it all comes together on a defense. You're able to limit the amount of explosive plays, and obviously like the way, as I said earlier, that we played on third downs, especially in the second half. We were much more efficient.
Eric today at McAllister, and what allowed him to do what he did?
Yeah, I mean, the message to him was like, that's what he's capable of doing, and now how do we stay humble? How do we stay hungry and continue to grow? Because we're gonna need to keep doing that. We need to keep finding those opportunities, and it's awesome to see him take advantage of them today. Being able to get another one, get Prince involved and get him a shot down the sideline. Those are the things we got to continue to build. Teams are going to load the box and commit a lot of guys to the box or pressure to stop the run. Then we've got to be able to have those types of answers.
What was the locker room like? And I mean, it's an obvious answer, but just to get the first win of the season, get the guys feeling good again after a game. I mean,
it was awesome. I mean, the guys, they deserved it. And again, there's things that we got to clean up from this game. There's things that we need to clean up. And the message is keep perspective, because we worked hard to get that win. We finished the game strong, and we are in there celebrating, and we are enjoying it. It was, again, we spoke about it on Friday. In the morning prior to the practice, we had a good week of practice. The guys worked last week. We're going to continue to work. They're competing. They competed better this last week at practice, whether it was the fun competitions we had, the team competitions, the group competitions, the one-on-one competitions. It's got to be built in every single day. It's going to be a high priority for our guys to come here, in the morning time and be ready to be urgent, to be focused, to be in meetings, because we're in conference play now. Every single day matters. Each day we get throughout the week to prepare is going to be a big deal, and obviously this week even more so, being that it's a Friday game on the road.
Your young guys, when they get in, they seem to just make an impact. I mean, Marco, young dude, Ty Benefield, Eric McAllister, Prince. Is that one of those things where when they do that, it's going to push the older guys to be even better?
Well, like we said, coming out of the first couple weeks, it's been a process to work these guys in. No different than like for Ashton last year. Ashton, in the first couple games, you want to get a guy in and make sure he's confident and comfortable with what he's doing. Sometimes for those guys, the whole playbook for the true freshmen is hard. It's hard to handle. It's a lot. College football is different than high school football. And so to be able to work them in so that they can build the confidence and get going is what we're seeing again with a few of those guys. Like you said, Marco had a career high at 13 tackles. We obviously spoke about him in the last game, so that's 2 games back-to-back where we're seeing Marco do it. Awesome. And I promise you, Marco's the type of individual, ain't going to stop there. He's going to keep working. He's going to show up tomorrow and be ready to roll. That's what we need to continue to have, that consistency, that drive, that self-drive, is what's needed for the team to continue to grow. Ty Benefield's another young guy that has shown to do that in the few months that he's been here, and he played a fair amount today. It was awesome to see him get in there. Zion got to play a fair amount today, and he did a really good job as well. So, Breezy carrying the load in there for a little while. It was cool to see him step up. We'll continue. We got some other freshmen that are, again, they're behind the scenes right now, growing and thriving, and they'll be on the scene soon too. But competition at every single position is what drives this program.
You ever seen a guy make a 54-yard field goal and then a roughing the kicker penalty?
And that one hurt. That hurt. But we obviously were able to capitalize with a touchdown. But back-to-back weeks, I mean, it's awesome. And not to mention what he's doing on the kickoffs, and kicking the touchbacks. And that's just what he's doing when he's out there. I mean, how he leads the specialist group. He is in our leadership. Jonah is in our leadership group. And it's just awesome to see him with the consistency he has, the fun he has while he works, how diligent he is, how he works, but he also has fun doing it.
Ashton was out a couple drives there after that second fumble, but came back, got that third touchdown that really, started pulling you guys away. How'd you like the way he responded after, those 2 fumbles?
Yeah, I mean, to be able to jump in there and score, that was his package, obviously, that was called upon down there to put the ball in the end zone. So for him to jump back in there, it's part of the game. Things aren't always going to be perfect, but within the things that we can control and fix, there's got to be a high priority and urgency to get that done. There's got to be a care factor to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes, and he has that. So I was excited again to see, not only in particular that he finished strong, but the whole team did in the fourth quarter.
You look at, you only learn so much about your team in practice, right? 3 games in, how much better do you feel like your in-game guys that and just overall your team that you can lean on?
Yeah, I mean, we sit here talking about we got some vets that are continuing to grow and make plays. We got a lot of young guys too, and again, there's things that happen in this game, like how we pressured the quarterback, how we took shots, how we played in coverage that we saw happen in practice. If you do it in practice, it's going to happen in the game. We've had our best week of practice this past week, and in those specific areas, we've seen them carry over. And so, the diligence of how we move forward and how much we continue to grow each and every day. The game's 4 quarters. There's 4 practices each week. There's a Tuesday, Wednesday, there's a Thursday, and there's a Friday. We get the opportunity to be the best we can be for 4 quarters, one day at a time, starting with Tuesday.
With Breezy, I mean, you kind of touched on him earlier, but he was a guy that got on the field for just a few snaps last week, and I mean, to see him really be a part of the game, I guess how cool is it to see him kind of grow up right before your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, old Breeze is battling a little cold this week too, going around, and to see him, step up and do it the way he did today too. Just walking around with the sniffles earlier in the week, and then the maturity to see him push through that and get himself ready to go in there and to play. And again, it's a lot. There's a fair amount of alignments for our tailback. Our tailbacks don't just line up in the backfield next to the quarterback every play. So, a big part of that too is the protection game. That's usually where freshmen, it's a lot harder for them, to pick up these protections. But I love what, J-Mo's doing with our guys, not only in the run game, but I see it at practice, how much more efficient our tailbacks are in protection.
Coming up, obviously 2 road games back to back now. I mean, just this stretch coming up, it's a nice win today, but I mean, obviously you don't have a lot of time to celebrate this here.
We will celebrate it today. We will, because it's hard, for every victory needs to be celebrated. And then, thankfully we had our early game right, so it gives us the opportunity to get organized and move forward and still some time. The reality is, tonight's Sunday night, and tomorrow's Monday. So for us, in terms of the week of preparation and what we got, so knowing what it looks like going into the season when you go into the season when the schedule comes out in May, some of these challenges that come up. Again, it's just worked out pretty well that today was a 10 a.m. game. I'd rather have 10 a.m. and get up and get rolling bright and early.
You hold an offense that's, been rolling the way North Dakota has to under 200 yards, especially when you have the struggles you guys had defensively the first 2 games. Just how much of a confidence booster is that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this team play other FBS schools, Power 5 schools, and move the ball, put some points up, do some good things. And our guys, they understood that. They know the type of team that was coming in here today. And again, just really proud, the defense, how they handled that. There was a variety of gadgets that we had to defend today, and that team right there, that offensive line that we faced today, that's a good offensive line. The toughness they play with, the mentality they play with, it challenged us today, and it was good for us. Again, it gives us an experience to learn and grow as we move into conference play.
Maybe Taylor played today, Andy. I mean, got off to a little bit of a slow start, 5 of 11, but completed 13 of his last 18. Right around 12 yards completion. And then his touchdown throw to Eric, I don't know if you could walk it there and place it anything.
Yeah, that was a nice throw to Emac there. Again, the start, you obviously want to get off to a faster start, especially when we get the ball first, right? We want to be able to get going. We got our set plays that we know that are in the openers. We want to be able to execute those and be more efficient. But love the way we did. I mean, he did a good job with his decision making. What I do love is he did a better job when things weren't there today, pulling down, running, using his legs. And he's got to continue to do that. We don't need him to try to be anything that he's not. He's got the ability to extend pass plays with his legs. If the read's not there, if the guy's not open, then change it into a run play.
You mentioned Jonah. James had another great day, over 50 yards a punt, having one of the best punters in the nation. What value, having a tool like that, what value is that?
Yeah, I mean, James, shoot, we missed a pin situation today. Otherwise, those numbers would be even better. Again, those guys and what they're doing right now, like they're detailed and extremely dialed with what they do and how they prepare, but they have a good time doing it too, and it's awesome to see. That's the way we want it to be. You got to be able to enjoy the work you do, especially when it's as hard as it is to put in each and every day to be your best. So it's cool to see the impact they're having, and as well as the guys around it. The protection for Jonah on the field goal team, we've dramatically improved that. I mean, we changed that whole protection in the off season, and the guys have gone all in, and we've done a much better job protecting, especially as we go in the week. The protections on Ali. I mean, the guys are the teams that we played this far this season, and the team today heated us up on the first punt. I mean, they brought dang near everybody after that. So it's James having the trust and belief, in the protection, and our guys taking care of blocking for James, and then obviously being able to transition in the coverage. We got to keep building on it because it's been a huge weapon for us.
Anything else?
The past two games, Bush has been up in the skybox, kind of being an offensive coordinator, but this game he was brought down to the sideline. Is there any reason why he was brought down onto the field for the offense?
Yeah, so we started the first half off, on the field, calling the game from the field. We wanted to get a feel for what it was like for him to be down there, to be able to lead, to be able to get us in rhythm and keep us, get us going early on in that game. And so we're not afraid to make adjustments. It's whatever's best for the team. And so it was nice to have him down there. Obviously, in the second half, he was able to go back up into the box. We'll move forward with what's best for the team.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Sweet. Thank you, guys.